welcome to Profit First Beyond the Book, a podcast that takes you beyond the book with Profit First, brought to you by Tim, Duncan, and the rest of the Profit First Professionals UK and Ireland team. Well, we have with us today the man, Mr. Profit First Professionals Worldwide, Ron Saharyan. Ron, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. And what a great introduction, man. You guys are really out producing us with the opening of your show here.
We're being slick with our intro and outro. Let's hope we can live up to it on the actual podcast and how we talk. Also got Duncan with us. Duncan, welcome along.
Thank you. Good to see you both. Great to see you, Ron.
You too, Duncan. Always a pleasure.
So, Ron, you're joining us from the beach right now. So we're very jealous of that, but we're glad that you're able to mix business and pleasure together so nicely. I guess Profit First has helped you achieve that.
Yeah. Not only Profit First, but Clockwork. The book Clockwork had really helped us, and that's designing, accounting firms and any business basically, so that executives and owners can take a 4-week total digital disconnect. Now, I'm not on vacation. I just happen to be very fortunate to be able to do my job wherever I happen to be in the world. And I just happen to be in beautiful Jersey Shore, Point Pleasant, which is named after an island outside of you guys. We take everything good from you guys.
Well, New York itself, of course.
New Amsterdam, right?
So Ron, last year you and Mike had a special birthday, anniversary, whatever you want to call it. Myself and Duncan, I know, remember we both recorded videos, and hopefully you saw. And that was 10 years of Profit First Professionals, which I'm guessing is coming up close to 11 years of Profit First Professionals now. And I just want to kind of ask you, you got together with Mike, and why did you create Profit First Professionals as an organization?
Yeah, no, great question. So, yes, we are celebrating our 11th year of eradicating entrepreneurial poverty. And so I think what really makes sense is if we go back in time to 2014, we're in Mike's basement. We're hashing this out, and it's a little basement, right? I mean, it's got blue walls. There's a little window, right? I had the window seat. You know how some basements, do you guys even have basements in the UK? But we have a little window there. And so we're planning this out, and we're reading it, and we're like, we got to get this into the hands of entrepreneurs. We got to get this in the hands of every business in the world. And we're like, we can't, this is conceptually simple, but all the business owners that we're talking with can't figure it out. Like, they're trying to figure it out. And so we're like, oh my God, there's a problem here. And then we're like, well, let's work with accountants and bookkeepers. And so we're like, let's certify them as our niche, because they're working in the books. This isn't accounting, it's not bookkeeping, but it's in that sphere, if you will. And so we're like, we have to figure this out. So then we started working with accountants and bookkeepers, and they couldn't figure it out, right? They were guessing incorrectly, right? They were so focused on the accounting principles, GAAP accounting principles, and just the way they were doing things. They weren't realizing that, listen, how you do accounting is how you do accounting. They weren't realizing that, okay, it's not as conceptually simple. Just taking money and putting it into a bank account is not profit first. So what we realized was, holy cow, we better start educating accounting firms and bookkeeping firms in a way so that they don't screw up businesses, because profit first done wrong will ruin your business. I've seen it. And it's a travesty, right? Because Mike's a wizard at making complex things simple. Okay. And he writes so eloquently that you're like, I can do this. Yeah, you kind of can, but you really can't. And should you? But more importantly, it's the book, it sold over 1 million copies, translated into 30 different languages. I mean, we're the largest brand on small business profitability, right? And done right, Profit First will have an enormous impact, not only on that business, but on that business family, on that neighborhood, on that community. And by simply reading the book, that's the tip of the iceberg. Okay. But you can read a book on anything. You can read a book on riding a bike, how to play golf, how to be a chiropractor, how to do heart surgery. Duncan, do you want me to? I just read a book on chiropractic. You want me to crack your back? I think I could do it.
Yeah, I'd rather you didn't, Ron, actually. I've got someone that does that.
But my wife let me do it, and she's okay after a week, right? No, you don't just read a book and guess, especially if you're a professional, right? That's why you guys and we have this global certification, because it's so important to you, so important to me, that the end user of this service gets it right. Right? It's up to us to ensure that they are getting it right. And just opening up a book, reading it, and then saying, hey, let me work on your finances. Let me work on your cash flow. Cash flow is the blood that runs through your business. It's the heartbeat. So you're basically saying that you're going to perform heart surgery on my business by simply reading a book? Go for it. I mean, anybody could, you walk into the bank and open up a couple bank accounts and put a couple bucks in every bank account. Great. That'll get you started. Every entrepreneur should get this book, go to their local bank, open up 5 bank accounts and put 1%. Everybody can do that. Any accountant can tell somebody to do that. But you're not getting the benefit of Profit First. You're not architecting it in a way to not only eliminate the pains, but achieve the wants. That's the other side of the coin, is helping the business owner achieve their desired future. And that's what working with a Profit First professional, a certified Profit First professional, can afford the end user. Not to mention the companies, the accounting, bookkeeping, and coaching firms that we're training. These guys are experiencing it in their own business. They're experiencing it with all of their customers. They can call Duncan, they can call Tim, they can call me, they can call Mike. They can get the right answers. They can get the support. Why would you want to work with somebody that doesn't have this ecosystem? So didn't mean to get on my soapbox here, but the whole reason why Mike and I started Profit First Professionals is to ensure that the end user gets the right setup, the right experience, the right guidance, and doesn't screw up their business.
It's an absolutely fantastic answer, and I'm happy for you to be on your soapbox, Ron.
Well, they say imitation is the biggest form of flattery. That's not true. It hurts. It actually hurts when I see, a business coming to me, because, my name is out there. I'll get the calls. You guys get the calls, and a business owner I'll be meeting. Profit First just doesn't work. What do you mean it doesn't work? Well, I tried it. I was working with my accountant, and, it just doesn't work in my business. Oh my God. Are you working with a certified Profit First professional? No. Okay. Well, exactly. That's why you want to work with a Profit First professional, because everybody's going to get stuck. Everybody's going to hit a plateau with it. And if your professional has nowhere to go to get that clarity you need to get to the next step, you're both going to default to, this system doesn't work for my industry. And you're going to fall back to the comfort of doing the same crap the same way you always done, and realizing that, you're missing the opportunity to live the Profit First lifestyle.
I think you nailed it, Ron, when you said the book is, the idea is simple, because it is a simple idea. I wish I'd written a book. I don't have Mike's Mike's talents for that. You know, he synthesized the idea beautifully. But just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. And actually getting the system to get traction. You know, we've all seen the traps that people fall into. They go too fast, or they set the percentages incorrectly. And you know, I quite like coming across a naysayer, you know, someone on LinkedIn or someone at a conference, because I still want to find the example of a business, big, small, profitable, loss-making, for-profit, charity. I want to find one where the system doesn't work, and I've not found it yet. And
I haven't either. Actually, I have. I found one example where profit first will not work in a business. And that is when they are doing things that are illegal. Because profit first provides cash flow clarity. It's a great audit trail. It associates something with every dollar, every euro.
Right, Tim, don't ask for any more questions about the illegal business.
Yeah. If you're running a legal business, well, then don't use profit first. You know, I mean, it's that simple. Okay. The other there is a second reason. If you believe it won't work in your business, then it certainly won't work.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. This is what I want the audience to understand, is that, you know, profit first may be new to you, but it's not new to us. Okay. It's new to you. Now, whenever you're experiencing something new, there's going to be a learning curve. Okay. That is your brain refiring and the synapses learning this. And it sucks. Every time we try to learn something new, it's difficult for us, right? They say can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, yes, you can. Okay. But it's going to take some openness. So everybody here who have heard profit first, they've been open to the concept of it, right? They're open to it. Now, once they take that step further to hire a profit first professional, we realize that the path is still very, very cloudy, right? But the next step is, but this is my point is, once you're open, now that we're architecting profit first, now that we're building the system, this is where you have to strengthen your mental fortitude to get through this. Because it is different. You're going to be allocating your money and you're going to see your operating account almost go to zero. And then what happens when you don't get some revenue coming on in? You're going to panic, right? You're going to default back to this. You're going to steal from Peter to pay Paul. No. Strengthen your mental fortitude to get through this. Okay, because you realize you're that close, and that's profit first working. That is profit first as an early warning sign that your business may not be able to, is not maybe as healthy as you think it is. You're purposefully stressing your business. Okay, just like when you go to the gym, right? When you're training your soccer kids, you're stressing them, Tim. You're stressing them. Why? They get better. Same thing, that's what we're doing with our business. And if you don't have the right support, if you don't have the right guidance, if you don't have the right team around you, when you're stressing on those all stuff, you're going to default to the comfort. Okay. That's what happens when you don't work with a certified profit first professional. All your grandiose ideas of implementing this, your desired future of what you've always dreamed of, you're so excited about it, but you made the wrong decision and went to somebody that didn't know what they're doing. You got hit in the face with life, a frying pan, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, how do I manage this? My cash flow, this, everything. You know what? It doesn't work.
Yeah, I love all those. The analogy you use of fitness, which is, you know, in my accounting firm, we use exactly the same analogy, you know, almost word for word. And we use the example of, you know, strengthening the profitability muscle of your business. And we're trying to inoculate people against this system is not it's not a magic bullet.
It's not a get rich quick scheme either.
We will have tough conversations. And when that happens, that's the system doing its job. It's exactly the words that we use because we're giving our customers value. We're helping them certainly before the year-end accounts, before even the management accounts. You know, they're getting a real-time, black and white signal as to how their business is performing, and we're able to wrap our arms around the business, support that entrepreneur, help them to drive results in their business, which over time is a transformation, and that's what's so exciting about it.
Yeah. And it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, that's why startups use this as their foundation. That's why the 20, 30-year-old entrepreneur says, I wish I met you guys 20, 30 years ago. Right. I mean, here's another thing. This is a system, right? Profit First is a system. It's a system that resides between financials, which are historical documents, and forecasting, which are hopes and dreams. It's your way to make all of that happen. Now, if you were to go to your accountant, your bookkeeper, your chartered accountant, your VAT expert, GST, wherever you are in the country and you in the world, and you ask your accountant or professional, what is the cash flow system that you operate in your business that provides you with financial clarity? They're going to say, what? Right? So you want to talk to somebody that actually is able to provide you with financial clarity. Most businesses in this world do not have a cash flow system. Sales minus expenses equal profit. That is not a system. That is an equation. And that equation is what's wrong, okay, to begin with. So if anybody says to you, yeah, I follow sales minus expenses, you simply sell, manage your expenses, and then what you have left over is what you pay yourself with. Run for the hills, okay? Run for the hills, because what they're doing is feeding you on leftovers. Leftovers. I don't like leftovers. I'll eat them, but it's not my preferred choice of meal every single day. I'd rather have a fresh cooked meal versus leftovers. And what are leftovers? How much are leftovers? How long have the leftovers been there? All this stuff. No.
Yeah, that point about systemization, you can ask the same clients that they'll have a customer management system, they'll have an HR system, they'll have an operating system, they'll have all kinds of systems. And then, like you say, Brian, and what cash flow system I use? And you met with a blank expression. There's a gap there that most entrepreneurs, most accountants haven't yet fully grasped, isn't there, and is a risk to their business.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Systems grow businesses. Most business owners understand the need for systems. When do you need a system? Probably before you realized it, right? And so, whatever business you're in, you need your delivery system, your fulfillment system, your hiring, your firing, everything, onboarding, you name it. So why not having a cash flow system? That's why I don't understand why it's so hard for some people to understand that the way things have been done over the past 100 years has not resulted in entrepreneurial success. Quite the opposite. It's resulted in entrepreneurial failure. Most businesses do not make it to year 1, to year 5, to year 10, to a generational turnover. I call that entrepreneurial failure. And it's not the entrepreneur's fault. It's that they were fed a lie. And that lie is still being spread today.
So, Ron, Profit First professionals, accountants, bookkeepers, and coaches, they go through the certification program. They become certified Profit First professionals, but they continue to receive ongoing training. They continue to be in the community of Profit First professionals. So yes, there's a certification, but that's not it, is it? There's so much
certification. More. You know what? I tell our members, this is internal, so close your ears if you're not a member. I tell our members, don't be in a rush to get certified. Get in a rush to get good at this, right? Get good at this. And so what we're helping the accounting and bookkeeping firms is practice management. We are building their firms. We're literally helping them with experiencing profit first, pricing profit first, building out their service deliveries of profit first, coaching them on how to get to these elite percentages, getting their staff involved to be advisors, helping them stand out from the competition through unique branding, marketing services to help them achieve what they've always wanted to achieve. And so, across the globe, accounting and bookkeeping firms come to us for 3 primary reasons. One, they want to run a better business. They do. Everybody does, right? So if you want to run a better bookkeeping firm yourself, a better accounting firm, a better coaching firm, we'll help you build it. Two, they actually want to deliver something to their customers that's meaningful and makes a true difference in their life. Helping somebody file taxes and get a tax return, that's pulling wool over your eyes and theirs, saying that you're truly making a difference to the bottom line. You're not guiding them to their business to the next level. No, but by being a certified profit first professional, we'll give you the tools, the business acumen, so that you can guide and implement and help your customers with their desired future. Three, they want to stand out from the competition, right? I can go to London and I could get about 5 or 6 accounting firms. Just, go on any street in London, get a bunch of accounting firm websites, shake them all up, throw them all out. Oops. And guess what, guys? They look exactly the same as every other one. Everybody does the cloud. Everybody's nice. Everybody's timely. Everybody's accurate. Everybody gets advisory services. Really? What do you really do that's different from the guy next door? What do you really do? Well, I'll tell you what a profit first professional does. They work with a business owner and implement a system that will provide them with cash flow clarity, a system that will ensure that that business owner is paying themselves first, if not more. 2, we're going to reserve cash for the tax man. 3, we're going to go for profit. Even if that profit is 3.5%, that business owner can pay down their debt. They can celebrate the health of the company, or they can hire. That's why they work with a certified profit first professional firm.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the transformations, with me and Duncan being the license holders over here, we see we benefit from that good feeling ripple effect from we pass knowledge down to our members who pass it down to their clients and guide them to success. It gives you that warm feeling because you're not just helping one person, you're helping so many people that are the clients of our members. And so we feel it. So I can only imagine how much more it must feel for you being there at the very beginning with Mike of the birth of Profit First Professionals, creating the certification and the membership organization to help so many people. There must be hundreds of thousands of businesses that have benefited from
they have. It's a blessing. It's kind of weird as well, but what I really enjoy is hearing how people didn't get divorced, how people were able to save their business, were able to pay for elderly care for their parents, are able to put their kids in special needs, are able to take, a 3-month vacation and travel the world, are able to pay down, medical bills, are able to, send their kid to the university they wanted. They're able to fulfill Christmas wishes, right? They're able to donate. They're able to be charitable. They're able to go to the local soup kitchens with their company and donate their time and energy. They sponsor little leagues. There's so much that profit can do for a community, for a family. Profit is not bad. It's agnostic. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care. But there's good people. We need to be more profitable. Those good people that are profitable are the ones building, creating, coming together, helping out. You can't, if you're not profitable, you can't participate in this type of fun.
Can I just pick up on that very good point, Ron? Because quite often we'll get a bit of negativity about all you care about is profit. Well, I don't only care about profit. I care about what profit enables. and it enables us to serve more customers, enables us to pay tax, which pays for services. It enables us to build our firms. It enables us to stop being so defensive in our businesses and actually think about how we provide better products and services and train our teams. Everyone is a winner. So that we only care about profit because we want to stuff our pockets is a fundamental misunderstanding.
It is. And here's the thing. If anybody, listen, if you're such an altruistic person, okay, then why wouldn't you want to just run a hugely profitable business so then you can give all your money away? Like, don't worry about what some asshole is doing. Okay. If you're on your high horse and you don't think profit is good, why don't you change that perspective? Why don't you generate a ton of profit and then use it for good versus complaining about what somebody who has done that has done with the money, right? Stop bitching and moaning about what they're doing with their money. Why don't you combat what they're doing with their money? And for every bad dollar you think somebody's spending, why don't you spend one good dollar on something? Oh, wait, you don't have the money to do it because you're not profitable, because you got this chip on your shoulder that thinks profit is bad. Profit's not bad. People with bad intentions are bad. So if you're so good and you're so altruistic and you want to save the world and save everybody and blah, 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 and not be profitable, this is an opportunity for you to swing that pendulum, to prove to the world that you are a good person, that your company is altruistic, and that you're going to donate and help. Prove it. Show it.
Yeah, you can't build a long-term sustainable business if it's not profitable, can you? And therefore,
how are you going to give raises? How are you going to give technology and upgrades? How are you going to, what's going to happen when a recession hits? What's going to happen when you lose a customer? What's going to happen when you want to hire? Right? So, when you're building your businesses, you have to build in the profit. And profit is, in addition to margin, profit's also spilt batter, burnt muffins, freebies in culture. We have to add that on top of everything, because what you want to design a business that provides great vacation time, great benefits, great, profit sharing components, birthday cards, gifts, half day Fridays all year round. You got to be profitable and able to do that, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be worth
you break it down that way, right?
What about the global community? Yeah, the fact that there are dedicated licenses in North America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK, Israel, Holland, Austria, Germany. I think I've got them all.
You got them all.
This is a fantastic community of professionals who want to help each other. I've never been in a group of people who have got your back and will reach out to you, and
we'll feed you well if you come over our houses as well. You'll get apple cobbler.
Exactly. My first visit to New Jersey, and I was sat in Ron's kitchen drinking coffee and eating apple cobbler. It was a joyful moment. Thank you for that.
But you're right. We're a community that believes in rising tide. We have representation all over the globe. I've been speaking to entrepreneurs, accounting firms, and bookkeepers all over the globe for the last 10 years. And here's the truth of it. We're all the same. We are so much alike. It's unbelievable. Yes, there's different tax codes. Yes, there's different cultural things. But when it comes down to it, the entrepreneurial struggle remains consistent, whether you're in Beverly Hills or Angola, Africa, and everywhere in between. The entrepreneurial struggle is real, whether you're in Saudi Arabia or you're in, South Africa. It does not matter. Canada to Mexico. I see it. I don't care if you're a startup or $100 million company. We're all going through the same struggles because we've been all fed the same lie, which is sales minus expenses equal profit, right? It's going around the globe. And so this community, we've got some of the most impressive people in our community, from doctors, scientists, to athletes, to authors, to Congress people we've had, all sort, everything, the think tank that is profit first is unbelievable. If I don't have the answer, I know I can get the answer. That's the beauty of this human capital investment that we're all making with each other, right? We are investing in human capital, the relationships, right? These guys can call me whenever they want and get an answer, right? Yeah. Your members can call me and get an answer. They can go to the community. They can go, hey, I got this international thing going on. We got anybody in Slovenia, Ron? Yeah, we do. Why don't you go call Don? Right? And so the investment in membership is more of an investment in you and your desired future, right? It's an investment in, yes, a certification, but that's just the launch phase. It's an investment in building your practice, pricing your practice, marketing your practice, a coach. These guys are some of the best business coaches out there, right? Community, marketing differentiation, support. Each one of those, brand association. You know how hard it is to associate with a global brand, right? If you were to add each one of these individual things, a business coach for a year, marketing for a year, right? Okay. Community. I mean, all this stuff, you're going to be paying thousands upon thousands upon thousands, probably $100,000 when it's all said and done. But what we're offering, oh my God, it's unbelievable. But here's the thing. It's only going to be worth it if you participate. So if you're just looking to come on in and get a shield that says your profit first, that's not going to do you any good. You're going to have to learn this. You're going to have to be open. You're going to have to strengthen your mental fortitude to get through this, then to enjoy it all.
Well, I mean, Tim does most of our interviews with prospective members, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying that he turns down more than he lets in.
Yeah,
because we got people with that right attitude, that they're willing to do the work, and they're open-minded about what we're trying to tell them. And some people think that we're here to do the work for them, and we're just not. We're here to give them.
It's not the easy button. Exactly. No, we turn down close to 400 applicants a year over in America, and a lot of it because they're not ready for it. You know, we don't provide oxygen. You know, we provide most firms come to us when they're sick and tired of their firm, when they want to wrap their arms around their business, pull it back in. They feel like maybe their workflow services got all over the place. Their pricing has no rhyme or reason. They want to upgrade their customers, but they're stuck between a rock and a hard place because they've made these beds that they wouldn't make today, but they have to service them and service them and service them. And they need assistance. They need help. They need guidance to, get away from that plateau that they've been operating in for a couple of years, go through this learning curve to get to the next level. That's when you need to come to us, because we will help you get across that finish line. We're not just going to give you the tools and the certification. We're literally going to get into the quicksand with you and show you exactly what we are doing, what we've done, and how we've done it. Everything that you guys are teaching and that we teach, we are doing.
Yeah.
Doing. It's a learn to do it.
Ron, when people have certified, when our members have certified, we invite them to almost do a beta round 2 in effect. And we ask them to bring a profit assessment of one of their clients to a call in a cohort situation. They don't share the client name, obviously, so then we discuss what we're finding. And so I'll give my thoughts and ask questions. Jason, our Profit First Guide, do the same. Then our members will start to get a bit braver because they've heard us asking questions. They'll start to ask questions. In the end, we end up with this massive discussion, and the member goes away with all this value that they can take to their client and say, do you know what? I've been looking at your numbers from a completely different perspective from what anyone else has ever done with you. And this is what I'm seeing. Are you open to a conversation? Now, if that doesn't create an opportunity to upsell them into high value profit first advisory, I don't know whatever will. So we're finding so much success with that tactic because they've got the knowledge from what they're learning going
Well,
through
you
the
guys
program.
got a superstar in Jason guiding people over there.
He's
Hey,
amazing.
Jason, shout out to Jason. He's awesome.
He's amazing.
Yeah, very lucky to have him. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah. So there you go. And go into your clients with that level of information. You can't do that without being a profit first professional, because you haven't got the access to everything that we provide. And so being able to take that away for anyone looking to move into advisory.
And we've got so much more coming.
No-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
We've got technologies coming. We're reinventing things. We're getting to the next level, right? You know, the cloud's already old, right? And so AI is here now. So we're all embracing it. We're all looking at it. And here, accounting firms and bookkeeping firms, this is an opportunity for you to repeat history. Okay. When the cloud first came out, were you against it? Were you pushing against it? Were you living on desktop? Okay. Or did you embrace it? Did you go through that learning curve? Well, tell you what, those that embraced it early on are in much better shape. Those that embraced profit first before COVID are in much better shape. Well, if you're not embracing AI right now, you're not going to be in much better shape than those that are embracing it. Okay. So accountants and bookkeepers, go back in time. Think about your own experiences and how you responded to this upsetting of the economy, the changes, the this, the that. Well, here we are again, guys. Embrace it.
Yeah. Absolutely. But Ron, have you got any profit first tips you could share with us? Just something off the top of your head that you could share with anyone listening?
Yeah, you know, it's not a profit first tip, but it's a tip that I leave with everybody. I share it with everybody. And that is, if you want to be a rock star, whether that's an employee, a husband, a wife, an employer, a student, anything, do what you say you're going to do by when you say you're going to do it, and do it 3% better than expectations. If you do that, in your life, you will be a super success, because as a leader of your company, people are looking at you. And if you're not doing what you say you're going to be doing, how can you expect them to do what you ask them to do? If you're not doing it at a certain level that is exceeding expectations, how do you expect your staff to exceed their own expectations? So do what you say you're going to do by when you say you're going to do it, and do it 3% better than expectations. Your company and you will be a rock star.
I love that.
Fantastic. That deserves a fist pump, Ron. Come on. I love that. So anyone listening, if you're an accountant, bookkeeper, or coach, if you're outside of the UK or Ireland, and trust me, people do listen around the world, because I've looked at the demographics of the viewers and listeners. So there are people out there globally. Hit the website profitfirstprofessionals.com. If you're watching on video, you'll see the banner come up on the screen. If you're not, it's profitfirstprofessionals.com, and you'll get the opportunity to apply to join as a Profit First Professional. You may get to speak to Ron, you may get to speak to Liz, but either way, you'd be moving into a fantastic direction for you, your business, and your clients. If you're in the UK or Ireland, then we want you to hit this website, profitfirstuk.co.uk, join our wait list. The email will come through to me. I'll be in contact and we'll have a chat and see where you're at in your business. If you're not ready to join Profit First Professionals just yet, and this is where I quite often say, no, you're not ready, I want you to join when you are ready, you can join our pre-membership group called the Profit First Pathway, which you can find on Facebook. Answer 3 very simple questions, and you can join, and you'll get access to me and Jason and Deb Halliday. And we'll be ready to field any questions and offer up some free online sessions for you, so you can learn what it's like being in our world. Ron, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a real pleasure having you on. I'm sure this won't be the only time you join us on our podcast. We would love to have you come back and join some more with us. Can never get tired of listening to you with your passion for helping the global world with eradicating entrepreneurial poverty. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. And as always, may the profits be with you. Take care.
thank you for joining us on our podcast today. Profit First Beyond the Book was brought to you by the Profit First Professionals UK and Ireland team. If you'd like to find out more about Profit First or becoming a Profit First professional, head to our website, profitfirstuk.co.uk.